Guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Defenders of Eorzea. Hey, I actually remembered it this time. I didn't last time. Yay! And look, if you couldn't tell by the very obviousness, I have changed my outfit to... Well, I haven't changed my outfit. I've changed the character. Because we're finally back on the true Alexander. It's the only place there that you could actually see it. Second Flame Lieutenant. That's better. And we're at 111111111. Anywho, that's no one cares about that. No one. Not you especially. But what you do care about is we can now get on with all the stuff that I've never touched before. So from this point on, I've literally no idea what's going to happen. Like, not even the slightest. So, I guess, let's start Defenders of Eorzea. The Great Divide. Minfilia's thoughts keep returning to the fate of the students of Baldesion. The ones that were obliterated? Yeah. I keep thinking about that too. Our friends, the very Isle itself. Everyone and everything. No, it avails us naught to speculate. Eorzea will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mughal XII. That the king is no more is a blessing, for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Cilia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Uldar this time. Or are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. Oh, should have expected that. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I should meet with them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. It depends if they're willing to work. Alexander, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Okay, I'll meet you there. I'm sure that you'll somehow get ahead of us. Unless there's a cutscene in which you walk out after I'm there. Yeah, Thantred's still drunk. It's been at least a day and he's still drunk. Still hitting on her mother. Draggle-tailed refugee. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Tov be praised, it is you! We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't too good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Uldar for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we took. They say these work, but there's naught for an honest man. Naught as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms. Ain't road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. They climbed up on their backs. Climbed up on our backs. Oh, don't pretend to be clever, but even if I can't see what's coming, I knew we had to run. The only question was where. And that cake meat, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you surely would do the same for us. No. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true we accepted the Dermot's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all those who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've got nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us. If I might have a word. Tatru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it may be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. Yeah, but that can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven Hills, now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you would help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. I'll help. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding the riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Yay! I wondered who you were going to ask. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphinaud has been treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Alex! You guys just gonna hang around now? Fair enough, I guess. Can't stop you from, like, standing there. What you got to say for yourself? Don't believe what he said. I know these people. They would only take up arms to defend themselves. If they were alright, I swear to you they didn't start it. Well, I will take what you have said under consideration. And I guess we'll see when I get there. Hold up, please. Whoops, 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 Mickey! Run! Now run into a chair. So I'll appear with a black eye. Yeah, so we want to go to Adventurers Guild. I teleported so that I could appear and teleport. Another way? Do. Ah, Alphinaud, you look absolutely fine. But a cutscene's happening, so I'm inclined to believe that you're not.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
Yeah, but there's voice acting, which makes us suspicious.
Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Ala Mhigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
To me, that sounds like someone's planned the timing out on that. Desperate times. Alphino wishes to investigate the circumstances surrounding the riot. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Rauban has to say upon the matter. And disappear. They're all ghosts. It would be weird if they didn't disappear and appear at the place they've got to be. If they actually did walk there. Because then it would be like, I'd run all the way there, and I'd have to wait as I watched him walk slowly over. On the other hand, it would technically slow the game down a bit. Now is not a good time, Lieutenant Ballius. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents. But progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lie of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little incident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. Nor can deny the tensions between the Ul'Dan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend, who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. That means soon. The General is no fool. To keep his own counsel, and with good cause, he keeps his own counsel. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that the riots were instigated by an outside force, the monetarist would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Alex. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, and independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know where they are. He may bark at a request for such information, but I've no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Yep. Is it me? Or is Ul'Dan seem like way more important than the two other city-states in terms of the storyline? You look as though you have something to say, Lieutenant Ballius. Do you? That's like a thing from The Simpsons, I think. Yeah, it was from the Poochie episode. You look like you've got something to say, Poochie. You look like you've got something to say, Poochie. Do you? What you ask is no simple favour. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. I think that even one with ties to the flames is meant, like, that's replaceable because you don't have to join the flames, you could join the Maelstrom or the Twin Adder. I'm guessing even one with ties to the Maelstrom, even one with ties to the Twin Adder. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hill. Well, I've been there. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking with the Blades posted there. Hopefully none of them are... I nearly said faulty. Ah, god damn it. Okay. It's just up from Blackbrush. So let's teleport and save ourselves a bit of time. Come my way. Quick way. Bum 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 bum. See, I knew where it was and I was barely even paying attention to the map. Oh god, there's two story things. Oh, speak with the brass blades. Fair enough. But I don't know you. I know you. You're a good person.